loneliness is just as harmful to your health as any of the other bad habits that you could relate it to: sedentary lifestyle, smoking, all those things. And as an entrepreneur, for those of you who run businesses, sometimes it gets lonely.
How do we serve the entire entrepreneur? That's in their health, that's in their wealth, that's in their relationships, because you don't want to just be rich in one area, you want to be rich in all areas. A lot of people in there have unfortunately seen the issues of dealing with lots of stress for a lot of years, and now it's creeping up on them. They could get away with it when they're younger, but 10 years into that, they're seeing some of those issues appear. So now they're like, how do I either reverse this, or how do I feel better, because I'm holding on to this pain, this negative energy that's in my body from ignoring it for so long.
Hey everybody, welcome to Unreasonable Health. Today we're going to be talking about the importance of community, because I don't know if you guys have seen the latest Harvard study, but one thing that's interesting is loneliness is just as harmful to your health as any of the other bad habits that you could relate it to: sedentary lifestyle, smoking, all those things. And as an entrepreneur, for those of you who run businesses, sometimes it gets lonely. And so I'm going to be talking today with my friend, Brett Kaufman, and he's going to be sharing with you some of the unique things that they're doing at a cool event called 4 Rooms. So Brett, welcome to Unreasonable Health.
Thank you. And thank you for having me. I look forward to seeing you in a few weeks.
Yes, Florida is coming right up. So 4 Rooms is a very interesting concept. I met Amber Spears last year at Alex Moscow's Abundance Amplifier event. And I was like, man, she and I hit it off, and we just said, man, there's so much that needs to be done for entrepreneurs on their health, because we work really hard. We run our businesses, and we work at building wealth and creating value, but we forget about our health along the way. And she said, man, if you could bring that to 4 Rooms, it'd be amazing. And I said, well, tell me about 4 Rooms. And so that's why I have you on here, because I want to just talk about what this kind of the theme is, what the intentions are around 4 Rooms, because it's like no other event that I've ever seen. But maybe you could give us a little context around it.
Absolutely. And thank you for having me on this. And I'm really excited. Our whole room is going to benefit from what you're going to come and teach on. So it's going to be great. 4 Rooms was created following a very traditional story that a lot of successful entrepreneurs feel, that they were very rich in wealth, but not rich in the other areas of their life, and dealt with burnout. And you hit the nail on the head about loneliness. And oftentimes it's ingrained to us when we first start as an entrepreneur, you got to grind super hard, take no days off. And that becomes toxic after a while. And that's what happened to Amber Spears. She's the founder of 4 Rooms. She was killing it, generated $530 million for her clients, was speaking on stages, but suffered from major health issues. And because of that, had to take so much time off to fix the internal, because it wasn't, if she continued, things could have gone even worse for her. So when she created this mastermind, the whole idea behind it was, how do we serve the entire entrepreneur? That's in their health, that's in their wealth, that's in their relationships, because you don't want to just be rich in one area, you want to be rich in all areas. And I personally have had the pleasure of wearing both hats. And what I mean by that is, I started out as a paying member. I'm actually still a paying member of the mastermind because of the amount of benefit I get. And then I got to put on the director of growth hat, because we care so much about making sure everyone's served. So the whole idea now is, when we talk to someone, our first conversation is not, can you come to an event? It's like, how can we best serve you to make sure you are rich and wealthy in all areas of your life?
Yeah, and it's interesting. So 4 Rooms. So take us through the segments of each room.
Yeah. So wealth, this is for your business wealth and for your personal wealth. So it's as simple as how to scale the business, as well as how to know the best ways to, let's say, legally pay little on taxes. Or we were just talking about our friend Eli, who is a savant at credit card point hacking. So how do you just enjoy more and keep more of your money, grow your business, do it personally as well? And then we have health, which is obviously your expertise in your domain. And so the idea is how to make sure that you feel as good as humanly possible and as healthy as possible. And we have relationships, and our relationships split into two different buckets because it's, the last stage, the last room is really about scale and optimization, but it's also rooted in spirituality. Where on the relationship side, it's like, how do you have such fulfilling romantic relationships and friend relationships? Because there's no point of getting to the top of the mountain if you have no one to celebrate with. And spirituality is just rooted into how you want to believe in spirituality. There's so many different ways of doing it. But the idea is like, how do you feel fulfilled? So in each of our rooms, when the person gets served in all those different ways. And at our events, they get to choose to learn about topics based upon the rooms that they want to play in and get to know someone. And if you actually join the mastermind, we have special trainers and experts that come in and teach on certain topics in the rooms, because we just want you to be fulfilled in every area of your life.
Man. And yeah, and if you look at those, each one of those areas, it's easy to get just hyper focused on one of those aspects of life. And what have you found that most of the entrepreneurs in the community, which room do they spend the most time in, or do they need the most help with?
So I actually want to hear your guess first before I tell you the answer.
My guess is probably like that fulfillment side, the relationship fulfillment, because but I don't know what is it.
So majority of the people will start in the wealth room because that's what we think we need. Once we get all the money, then we will be. But like you hit the nail on the head, a lot of them are in the relationship room because they found that on their way of climbing to the top, they had to step on people is the wrong word, but in regards of like just not pay as much attention, not water as many seeds as they wanted to in that relationship. It could be that their marriage was suffering, could be that they stopped spending time with their friends, they were more in their own echo chamber. So they realized how to really dive into that area. So that's such a common theme, but also I would say neck and neck is health. Our group is so big into getting their blood tested, their hair tested, trying to find the ways of reverse aging and longevity. That's such a huge factor in it, because a lot of people in there have unfortunately seen the issues of dealing with lots of stress for a lot of years, and now it's creeping up on them. They could get away with it when they're younger, but 10 years into that, they're seeing some of those issues appear. So now they're like, how do I either reverse this, or how do I feel better, because I'm holding on to this pain, this negative energy that's in my body from ignoring it for so long.
Yeah, man. And in all the groups, I'm in several, but strategic coach has been life-changing for me. I mean, I joined about 10 years ago. Is about 10 years too late. I always say that because I've been practicing 20 years. I'm like, man, where was Dan Sullivan in the beginning? He was there, but he says you have to get potty trained before you get into strategic coach. You really got to kind of take some hits, and then you're a lot more coachable, is his experience. And one of the things that he does is he helps us think about our thinking. And I think one of the cool things about Four Rooms is people get down into these different segments, but they get creative ideas from other people there. And how do you curate the experience? Because it's kind of uncomfortable. I don't know about you, but you go to an event and you're like, I don't know anybody here, and it's all awkward. But tell us about what you guys have done so that people can connect a little easier.
Yeah, it's we know that feeling very well, to feel like you're a piece of meat at these events, or just like everyone kind of feel used, like everyone's just trying to connect with you to see if you have value to them, and then talking to you more, discarding you if you don't. Like, that's icky. That's not what this is. So we do a whole matchmaking process, and the best example that we like to do is, it's not speed dating, because that just doesn't work, but it's more like imagining two of your close friends introducing you to someone that you would at least on the bare minimum level connect with on a friend level, but hopefully ideally you'd connect on a business level. And what that means is we get to know you super, super well before you even step into the room. And we actually shut down registration 2 to 3 weeks in advance for our annual event because of all the matchmaking that we do. We spend 7 hours per person going through the intake forms, having conversations, get to know who you need to meet. Because if you only had to meet 10 people there, I want to make sure these are the 10 people you need to accelerate your business. And if you got a chance to meet everyone, God bless, we love that. But if you only met those 10, make sure that those 10 are going to get you to that next level, which is why our matchmaking process is the key to our success.
Man, 7 hours. I mean, that it's a lot of, and I have the intake form. I'm asking Chelsea on my team. I'm like, can you help me with this? I'm trying to catch up. Yeah, but it's so important because when you do that, the thing that happens, I'd imagine, is there's lifetime relationships that get established. It's not necessarily like, how can you accelerate each other's growth in business, which that comes as a byproduct, but it actually is those relationships. Like, oh, I love making friends with people first, and then they become clients. If they don't, it doesn't matter. But the majority of my clients are good friends. And so sometimes my weekends are pretty flooded with texts like, hey, how do I take this peptide? But it's fun because life is short. I mean, if you think about it, and obviously I'm in the life extension business, so hopefully I'm going to make your lives a little longer. But the one thing I find is that if you can work with the people who really bring you energy and they're energy generators, that's what creates momentum and excitement. You wake up the next day and you have creative ideas like, hey, what if we did this and this together? Like I was telling you, we'll be in Lisbon before this event on a cruise. And I don't know if Eli will be there or not, but it was as a relationship that I created. And suddenly Carl is like, hey, you should come to your longevity event on my cruise. I'm like, well, it's a Ritz-Carlton yacht. Do you have anything better? But I was like, okay, I guess I'll lower my standards a bit.
It's a rough life.
I know, it's so brutal, but it's so cool because now we get to connect with, people in his community. It draws us together closer. And then hopefully it'll be something where it's like, hey, if we can add enough value, then it may be a whole nother opportunity where I can have teams on his boats because he does them all year long.
Yeah, that's amazing. I'm very excited to hear about your experience.
Yeah. So tell us about some of the connections that you've seen and some of the changes or transformations in some of your clients.
Oh boy. Oh geez, there's so many, which is so beautiful. One of my favorite examples is Joey Valancourt. He's an amazing person. One of the things I love about Joey is you wouldn't imagine him being traditionally extroverted, right? Like you could say people like you and I are more extroverted. And he was able to take home 7 figures from the last event just due to the matchmaking process and also the experts that he was able to sit with. And our partnership party, we're able to talk about your business in front of everyone. So that's where that category is so important of getting really to get to know you very well. It's like if you only made those 10 connections, that will take you next level. And then we have another great human, Matt Barron, who in one conversation with an expert, and the way our expert sessions work is rather than you going to an event and just hearing a speaker on stage and it may not be the best fit for you, like it's kind of interesting, but it doesn't really pertain to you. We don't do that. We actually have very little main stage time, and most of it is breakout sessions where you get to choose the expert who will literally say, pop open your laptop, show me what's going on, and give you direct feedback on your business. And that's what happened to Matt. He had one conversation with an expert and it made him $40,000 the next day because of a tweak that the expert was able to point out. And that's why everything's super so customized to the person. So those are my 2 favorite examples I love sharing with people because it really highlights the matchmaking and the expert breakout sessions we have.
And I think that's where mentorship is about saving time because you learn from other people's mistakes and you're like, hey, and that's my teacher now. She's my main Dr. Maya Cowan, my main mentor. She's in her mid 80s now, but I mean, I accelerated my career so quickly. I came out new, but I was already I had her wisdom that I could bring as much of it in there with me, and then it's been like that with other mentors I've had throughout my life. So I think that's one of the magical things that happens. The other thing that you guys do, there's a lot of time that's just like social. I mean, you're the mimosa parties and Amber is a riot. Otherwise, I like to go and have fun. That's one of my main priorities and drives in life, but she's super fun. Tell me a little bit about the little pool party, mimosa party.
Well, are you going to be joining our talent show or will you be participating?
Yeah, I saw the talent show, and I've got very few talents, Brett. But I mean, maybe you can give me some ideas. I could.
Just go up there with chutzpah, get that confidence out there. People who don't always have traditional talent go up there with all the confidence in the world, and it's so enjoyable to watch. And of course, you have people like my business partner Yoga. If he's sang there last year, and he has a beautiful voice. Like the example that we have three members who are amazing. You wouldn't say they have the traditional talent, but they have the confidence. They went up and did a BC Boys remix last year, and it was just so entertaining to watch. So what we love to do is learn in the day and have a great time at night. And what a great time means is we have our talent show. We usually have like a manifestation rave where we usually have themed parties, like whether it's ugly sweater party, whether it's like a white party. And then if you are not a night owl, well, you're more than welcome to join us in the cold plunge in the morning, the breathwork classes. Last year,
Yep.
there you go. Last year, we Lavinia Erickson from co-founder Equinox led workout classes. So it's really catered to everyone. And on our final day, which is my favorite part, we're having an Olympic theme. And this is all about connections. So after we talk business, we get that out of our head and you have a connection day. We're going to play games. It's going to be Olympic theme. There's going to be prizes to be won. And as you know, that's where like the real deals are made when you're like actually having fun with someone. But we're excited that's going to be Olympics because our room is super competitive and we're really going to see who's out there to win it.
How cool is that? And when you say Olympics, like what kind of like pole vaulting or what are you thinking?
So if it's pole vaulting, that would be incredible. I would be like, Amber, you have outdone yourself. So some of the games I'm still in the dark of, which I love. All I was told was like, you will love it when you see it. So I don't even know everything that we're doing, but it definitely will be a combination of like mind games, like more trivia focus, relay races, probably some more strength focused games, maybe a tug of war thrown in there. We got to see like what we're officially locked in. This is the fun stage where in our sleepless nights that we have going into the event, this is where we really get to plan all the kooky shit that makes it even more fun for people. So we always tell people stay through the entire end because you want to win the Olympics. Like you want your gold medal. That's the most important part of coming to the event.
Man, well, how cool. And anytime you can include some recreation, fun, then creativity flows from that. Wow. Well, this is awesome. And so if you look at where the organization's going in the next 3 to 5 years, where do you guys want to take this?
So we want to be the mastermind for people that want to be served and fulfilled in all areas. And we're so grateful that there's so many amazing communities out there. And we believe you should be in as many communities that feels right for you. We want to be known as that area where you can come here and know that you are just getting catered to all areas. I'm so grateful that the people in the community, everyone's wealthy, which is really nice. And then everyone's also wanting to grow in their wealth in the other areas of their life. So at the bare minimum, you're in a room of just really good people. And at the highest of highs, you're in a room with really good people that can also help you scale your business. So our objective is to grow it, but keep it lean. And what I mean by lean is we're very careful in the culture just because we want to make sure good energy flows in there. And that's really what my job is. I get to wear that hat to make sure we connect, we vibe. And actually, the only way to join the masterminds, come to the event first, because you want to date us like we want to date you. We want to get to know you first before you invest like a larger 5 figures into joining the actual mastermind. So the next 3 to 5 years will definitely be a lot larger, but we're not going to be this massive mastermind. It's going to be the most well-connected mastermind that a lot of people don't know of due to the great players that are in the room and due to the fact that how much joy everyone's bringing. So we're really excited about that.
Yeah, well, that's great. I think entrepreneurs are really the ones that are changing the world and making things better. I mean, that's, we're taking resources that are underutilized and making them better. Or, like Steve Jobs says, creativity is just connecting things. And I find events like this are some of the most creative days of my year because I'm able to connect what I do in health with any industry, engineering, accounting, it doesn't matter. There's like, it fits in so many different aspects. So I really appreciate you taking the time. I know you guys are super busy right now, but I wanted to highlight what a cool, unique event and experience you're providing for people. Best way for people to get in touch or maybe apply for the event?
Yeah. So our website for like FOUR, roomsmastermind.com, as well as you can also find me on social media, Brett or at Brett, Brett Kaufman, Kaufman, the number's 26. And then obviously I'll be able to connect you that way. I also just want to give a huge shout out to you. Like when you decided to come on as an expert and accept our invitation, what an honor it is for us, because you are such a badass with what you do. And a lot of people this year are asking about longevity. So we're like, okay, who is one of the top people we could ever ask on that? So we're so excited for the value you're going to bring. And then we're very excited for you to experience it because we really think you're going to it's going to change a lot. And we're really excited to cater the event to whatever you need.
Awesome, man. Well, I'm more than honored and really looking forward to it. And for those of you who are looking to connect with a really cool audience and find some like-minded humans, go to 4roomsmastermind.com and we'll provide all the links in the show notes. Brett, thanks again, and I will see you very soon.
Pleasure. Thank you for having me.
You got it.